In the still of the night on May 30th of 2007, a taxicab driver was shot inside his car in the 6000 block of Yarrow Street.
When we started to investigate, we realized the call had been placed about an hour before we found Mr. Kondracki from the RTD park and ride at 55 in Wadsworth. The interesting thing about this is that these are about a mile apart, but the caller had directed the cab to report to the 6000 block of Yarrow when they made the call.
The Arvada Police Department obtained video and audio of a possible suspect in the crime.
Hello?
Yeah.
How can I help you? I can barely hear you, sir.
Excuse me?
I said I can barely hear you.
I need a taxi on 6000 Street.
50,000 what?
Excuse me?
I can't hear you. What was the address?
6007 Yarrow.
6007 what?
Yarrow.
Yarrow.
The phone call, which involved a request for cab service, was made from a payphone at the RTD Park and Ride lot at 55th and Wadsworth just before 1 a.m. on May 30th. Arvada police were called to the 6000 block of Yarrow Street an hour later, where they found a man who'd been shot. 46-year-old Janusz Kondracki was transported to an area hospital for treatment.
Mr. Kondracki was living in the U.S. He was living very meagerly. During my investigation, people said that he was always nice, would give them rides for whatever they could afford often. He was injured really badly. In fact, the doctors thought he might not live during the first week. After that, I visited him several times, and he's still struggling just to be able to walk again on his own and do the basic things that we all do.
Mr. Kondracki continues his recovery from this violent crime to this very day. Police are hoping the video and audio clips will lead investigators to the shooter.
In the video, the person has a very distinct walk. They're obviously concerned about placing the phone call. They're looking around while they're placing the phone call. They use unique language within the call, expressions that might not be common to everybody that somebody may recognize. As they look at the video, I just ask people to look at the clothing, look at the size of the person, the way they walk, the sound of their voice, the expressions they use as they speak, and ask themselves, do they know this person or could they know this person? We would love to hear from anybody that might even think that they know the person that placed this call, because that would be a good place to start.
I need a taxi on 6000 Street.
50,000 what?
Excuse me?
I can't hear you. What was the address?
6007 Yarrow.
6007 what?
Yarrow.
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 If you have information about this crime, please call Detective Mantich at 720-898-6725. You can also email him at mmantich@arvada.org. Or if you would like to send an anonymous crime tip, visit arvadapd.org.
I believe somebody out there knows what happened, knows the person that did this, and I think it's just going to take the right person to come forward and tell us what happened and why it happened that night.